The time has come at last. It is time for World Finals 11. Hi again, everyone. I'm Joseph Nelson, or Green Joseph, whichever you prefer. And this is racing. But if you're just now joining us, we did last chance qualifying and long jump yesterday. It was Gravedigger Green Joe's taking last chance qualifying, and Tailgater taking long jump. A brand new champion. Never won a World Finals before. So yeah. Our champions so far, Gravedigger, Green Ghost, and Tailgater. But who will be taking racing here today? You already know who's in what truck. You've seen all the announcement videos. So we're going to kick things off with two previous world champions, USA 1 and King Sling. I don't remember what USA 1 they won. It might have been Triple Threat Racing. But King Sling won freestyle. And here they go. And it will be King Sling taking out USA 1. I thought USA 1 had it, but King Sling just came out of nowhere and took the win and will advance to round 2. Alright, battle of mythical creatures. We got a unicorn taking on a werewolf. Sparkle Smash taking on the Nightwalker. Dark and gritty versus the complete opposite. New look for Nightwalker, new chassis. We got the Zoomies. See how well he performs against Sparkle Smash. And he loses the rim. But Sparkle Smash will get the win. Oh no. Ain't glued on good enough. That's alright. That's an easy fix. That's kind of cool though. Also want to mention real quick, mini racing will be also happening in this video. In between rounds of racing. So yeah. Anyways, next up in racing. Taking it back to 2007, it's Maximum Destruction. Taking on the 25th anniversary Chrome Gravedigger. Gotta come down here, and here they go. And it will be Maximum Destruction. Alright, next up in racing, in the black lane, it's Against the Current. Taking on Soldier Fortune in the green lane. Against the Current, representing the Chosen. Season 4 is finally out. Episode 2 should be coming soon. And here they go. And Against the Current. We'll get the win over Soldier Fortune. We've seen some awesome racing here. And I believe it was Hobbybot 899 who said that this was on another level when he saw this track. So I'm glad you think that, man, and I can't wait to see what else you come up with. Anyways, Against the Current, moving on to round 2. And we'll take on Maximum Destruction. Alright, next up in racing, we got Bulldozer, who earned his spot in the World Finals by winning freestyle sometime this year. Taking on Higher Education, driven by Metal Health Racing, who just won long jump in Tailgater. Can he become a 2-time champion in a different truck? Let's find out. Higher Education Bulldozer, down they go. And the Cool Bus, Higher Education, takes out the bowl. Mosquitoes. Alright, next up in racing, in the black lane, it's Zombie, taking on the very first champion on this channel, the Patriot, in the green lane. The OG. And here they go. And the Patriot, moving on to round 2. Alright, next up in racing, another member of the Wolf Pack. In the black lane, it's Wolf's Head, taking on Dirt Crew. Dirt Crew 2-time champion in the Slam Series. Wolf's Head, long jump champion last year in the World Finals. Looking to get another championship here. Down I go. And Wolf's Head showing everyone how he won long jump. Have some serious elevation, Holmes. Tough luck for Dirt Crew, though. Alright, next up in racing, in the black lane, it's Bakugan Dragonoid Neon taking on the Retro Monster Mutt in the green lane. Monster Mutt, the most winningest truck in 2015. I believe won the World Finals that year on the channel, not in real life. We'll get another World Finals championship. And the win will go to Dragonoid. Dragonoid moving on to round 2. And next up in racing, it's Bad Company. Taking on Blockhead, another newcomer to the World Finals. Awesome looking truck. Did pretty okay in long jump. And here he goes against Bad Company. And it will be Bad Company The green lane curse seems to have come back because everyone's winning it in the black lane. And next up in racing, in the black lane is Monster Patrol, signed by Tom Meents himself, taking on Son of a Digger in the green lane. Got those green flames, looks awesome. And here they go. Problems from Monster Patrol, just didn't go fast enough. And Son of a Digger will move on to round 2. Alright, next up in racing, it's time for some Fire and Ice. In the black lane, we got Dragon Ice, taking on Maxie in the green lane. Dragon Ice, who won the World Finals in 2019, back again. And here they go. And some nice there by both trucks, and Dragon Ice will get the win, leaving Maxie Fire in the dust. Alright, next up in racing, it's Gravedigger the Legend in the black lane, who came close to winning long jump, only to be taken down by Tailgater, taking on Tropical Thunder in its very first ever Science Series World Finals. Won Triple Threat Racing, I believe it was, earlier this year. And here they go. Awesome air by both trucks, and Tropical Thunder will move on to round 2. Getting a win out of the green lane. Now that's another green lane win. Well, Son of a Digger only got it because Monster Patrol missed the gap. Or fell into the gap. Which I'm guessing the reason for that is the body is just too heavy. It does feel heavy. Maybe it's the wing. Alright, next up in racing, it's Double Trouble taking on Captain's Curse. Double Trouble earned its spot, winning racing earlier this year, same thing as Tropical Thunder, same side series, taking on Captain's Curse, who was randomly added. And here they go. And they're dead even, but the win is going to go to Double Trouble. Alright, next up in racing, we got Max D taking on Gravedigger. Again, this Grave Prowler's Max D decided to do the reckless one in honor of Tom Meents. And he'll be taking on the regular Gravedigger, who almost won long jump also, only to be taken out by the Legend, who was taken out by Tailgater. Anyways, down they go, over the gap, and it's going to go to Gravedigger. Alright, next up in racing, in the black lane, it's the Bounty Hunter, taking on Thunder Roars in the green lane. Bounty Hunter I had the pleasure of seeing again earlier this year in Lebanon, which also feels like forever ago. It felt like there was another ice age going on outside. Anyways, down they go, Bounty Hunter and Thunder Roars, and they both hit the wall. And it's time for a rerun. Alright, let's try it again. That was too close to call. They swapped lanes, and here they go. And it's going to be Thunder Roars. And Bounty Hunter falls in the gap. Don't know what happened there, but oh well. Thunder Roars will advance to round 2. Alright, next up in racing, more Fire and Ice. We got El Toro Loco Ice taking on Gravedigger Fire. El Toro Loco Ice was pretty fast in the last time series. Can he win it here? Down they go. And El Toro Loco Ice advances to round 2. These two trucks have been in the Science Series for quite a while. It's Nitro Hornet in the black lane taking on NEA Police in the green lane. Those trucks got new chassis this year. And they're going up against each other. Down they go. And it'll be NEA Police. Alright, next up in racing, it's your double down or last chance qualifying champion, Gravedigger Green Ghost taking on the Destroyer. These two trucks are both equally fast, so I put them up together to make it interesting. Who's the fastest? And it's going to be Gravedigger. Alright, next up in racing, it's Captain USA in the black lane taking on Axe in the green lane. Last year's Double Down Showdown champion. He's back again, and I'm happy to see the truck back on the real life circuit. Happy to hear 1,000-foot crutch blasting at a Monster Jam show again. And here they go, Captain Axe. And they both do the same move. Oh. Well, it's too close to call. That was very close, so we're going to redo that. Swap lanes, and here they go. And it's going to be Axe. Axe moving on to round 2. Now, who's going to face Axe in round 2? All right, next up in the racing, you've seen this rivalry many times before, is Snakebite taking on Bigfoot. Now, stay here. The cord's all tangled. And down they go. And it will be Bigfoot, the king of the monster trucks, taking out Snakebite. Alright, next up in the racing, Mohawk Warrior taking on Jurassic Attack, also making his World Finals debut, both in real life and on this channel. No mistakes, so let's just go. And they got a pile up, and it will be Mohawk Warrior coming out on top. Alright, next up in racing, 2 more trucks that have made their World Finals debut this year. Hooked in the black lane, taking on Lone Wolf in the green lane. Let's go green. And it will be Lone Wolf. Problem for Hooked. Not sure what happened there, but better luck next time. Alright, you saw these 2 in long jump yesterday. It's Lucas Stabilizer taking on Miss Bigfoot. Down they go. And Lucas Stabilizer, Miss Bigfoot, unable to control herself on the landing. And Lucas Stabilizer will advance to round 2. Alright, next up in racing, we got the retro built Ford Tough Blue Thunder taking on Avenger, the Spider version, or Black Widow. Yeah, retro versus new. Down they go, Ford versus Chevy, and it will be the built Ford Tough Blue Thunder. Alright, next up in racing, got Backwards Bob, who also earned this spot in the World Finals, taking on Megalodon, the water version, because that's my favorite Megalodon release, because it just makes sense, you know, it just makes sense. Anyways, Backwards Bob, Megalodon, down they go, and, and it will be Backwards Bob. He's touching the wall, Megalodon is not, and he will be advancing to round 2. Alright, last race for round 1, we got Ice Cream Man bringing out the blue body for the World Finals, taking on Vendetta, who was added at last minute due to Ice Cream Man having nobody to race. So Vendetta from long jump came, and he is now in the main field. So here we go, Ice Cream Man, Vendetta, down they go, and it's going to be the Ice Cream Man taking out Vendetta. Alright, that concludes round 1, and now it's time for mini racing. Alright, here we go, mini racing round 1. Kicking things off with Max D taking on Soldier Fortune. Great power in Max D. And down they go. And it will be Soldier Fortune. Moving on to round 2. Alright, next up in racing, Bulldozer taking on Avenger, my newest mini truck. When are we going to get the 164 scale version of the green one? When? Spin Master, when? They're having some problems here. Bulldozer got stuck. What's going on here? Alright, we're going to redo that. Avenger just kept going, but Bulldozer got stuck. So let's try that again. That's better. And Bulldozer advances to round 2. Avenger falls into the racing lane. One for the regular size trucks. Alright, next up in mini racing, we got Son of a Digger taking on Ice Cream Man. The one from the same series as Avenger, I forget. And down they go. And Ice Cream Man will move on to round 2. And next up in mini racing, we got Megalodon taking on Sparkle Smash. Down they go. And problem for Sparkle Smash and Megalodon advances to round 2. Alright, next up in mini racing, it's the Battle of the Big Blue Forge. It's Blue Thunder taking on Bigfoot, the only Hot Wheels mini here. He's got to have a lot of pressure on him. And down he goes, he's got the lead, but is going to go to Blue Thunder. Bigfoot got a little too crazy there. And that's what happens when you're not careful. So Blue Thunder advances to round 2. Tough luck for Bigfoot, who's also a racing champion of last year's World Finals. So, yeah, that would make USA 1 the winner of Triple Threat Racing. Yep, I'm slowly starting to remember now. It's all coming back. And next up in mini racing, we got the Clear Zombie taking on Monster Mutt. This should be a good one. Down they go, problems for Zombie, and Monster Mutt leaps to victory. Zombie having problems with the lanes. Alright, next up in mini racing, we got Monster Mutt Rottweiler, who won mini racing earlier this season, taking on El Toro Loco. So let's go. And it'll be Monster Mutt Rottweiler. El Toro Loco falls off the bridge. Alright, next up in racing, mini racing, Earthshaker taking on Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And they both have trouble going down, but Monster Mutt Dalmatian makes it the furthest. And will advance to round 2. Alright, next up in mini racing, we got Bakugan Dragonoid taking on Gravedigger. Green 30th anniversary body. Now when are we going to see the 164 scale version? And I'd love to see the 3D version of that one too. I feel like that one's really underrated. Anyways, down they go. Props for Gravedigger. And it's going to be Dragonoid slowly creeping his way to victory. Alright, last but certainly not least, this is the Clear Mohawk Warrior taking on Dragon Ice for the final race of round 1 of mini racing. And down they go. And it's going to be Mohawk Warrior. Alright, that concludes round 1 of mini racing. And now I just got an idea while I was filming round 1. We're gonna do both races at the same time. We got mini racing round 2 and round 2 164 scale racing. So we got Sparkle Smash taking on King Sling, Soldier Fortune taking on Bulldozer. Let's see how this works. Down they go. Problems for Bulldozer again. But Sparkle Smash gets the win over King Sling. Although we're going to redo the mini race because that's just not fair. The Bulldozer got stuck like that. Alright, try again. There we go, that's better. But Soldier Fortune still comes out on top. Alright, next up in racing, we got Maximum Destruction taking on Against the Current, and Megalodon taking on Ice Cream Man. I should have done this in round 1. And down they go, and it's going to be Maximum Destruction and Ice Cream Man. Alright, next up in round 2 racing, Higher Education taking on the Patriot, and Blue Thunder taking on Monster Mutt. There they go, and it's going to be Higher Education and Blue Thunder. Alright, next up in racing, you got Wolf's Head taking on Bakugan Dragonoid, and Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And down they go, all 4 of them, and it will be Wolf's Head and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Alright, next up in racing, Bad Company taking on Son of a Digger, and last race of round 2 of mini racing, Bakugan Dragonoid taking on Mohawk Warrior. Here they go, all 4 of them. And it's going to be Bad Company. And for mini racing, Bakugan Dragonoid. And next up in racing, we got Dragon Ice taking on Tropical Thunder. And we got Fast Loser Race for the mini racing. Gravedigger taking on Bigfoot. And here they go. And your winners are Dragon Ice and Bigfoot. Alright, round 3 of mini racing will continue with round 3 of 164 scale racing. So we got Double Trouble taking on Gravedigger. Black and green, who wears it best? And it will be Gravedigger. He's closer to the wall, taking out Double Trouble. Alright, next up in racing, Thunder Roars taking on El Toro Loco Ice. These ice trucks don't mess around. They are fast. Crazy fast. See what I mean? Alright, we're going to rerun that. They've swapped lanes, and here they go then. And it's going to be El Toro Loco Ice. Alright, one more race before we close out part 1. I got to go somewhere. Got NEA taking on Gravedigger Green Ghost. And it'll be Gravedigger. Alright, well that concludes part 1 of racing. Something has just come up, and I will be back. Alright, thank you for watching part 1 of racing, and part 2 will be coming up shortly. Ha. Oh, it's just a fireplace. Alright, see you guys later. I'll be back.